Good evening, friends. Got tied up with a lot of work. I'm gonna try and play this for about 30 or 40 minutes.
King Ghidorah です。総員、対応する攻撃フェーズへ移行してください。
I'll be honest, right now I'm kind of on autopilot, so hope you're all having a good evening. And thank you for those of you that have joined me recently. It's very appreciative. You'll notice on my channel there's a trend of Godzilla, Fallout, I do love Castlevania, Dracula, and Frankenstein, all of that. I actually like the novel of Frankenstein a lot more than the original film. Although the film with Robert De Niro was not a bad movie. I know a lot of people didn't like it because it was too Shakespearean, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. Not as much as the Boris Karloff one, because Karloff's, creepy. But Robert De Niro did a really good job as the creature. I've just always been fascinated by monsters, kaiju, horror film, science fiction. I tried to get into films that were reality films, but I grew up in Mesa and I'm like, I already saw enough reality out there. I'm good, thanks. Especially if you grow up if you grow up in a dark atmosphere, you try to find an escape. And Godzilla was my escape. It's cool that they used the original Rodan design and not the hideous one from the 60s film. I always liked Rodan in the original movie, which I have, by the way, with War of the Gargantuas. It was released by Classic Media, and as soon as I saw it come out, because I remember hearing my dad would talk about War of the Gargantuas, and I was always curious about it. I never saw it, and I watched it. I actually liked it, and then I saw Frankenstein Conquers the World, which I believe, that's a prequel to War of the Gargantuas, is Frankenstein Conquers the World. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. I mean, it's hokey, it's Showa era, and, it's a guy dressed up like Frankenstein, and he fights Baragon. But I thought it was fun. I also heard that, what's his name? Nick Adams. No, that's not right. Give me just a second. Trying to look up Godzilla history here. No. Yeah, Nick Adams. I was right, Nick Adams. Yeah, Nick Adams. I heard Nick Adams was a lot easier to work with on the sets than Russ Tamlin. And Russ Tamlin, I guess he's always kind of cocky. Sorry, is my head, hitting your plane? Too bad. But what is funny is that I looked it up out of curiosity, and he was supposed to be, well, they say that War of the Gargantuas was already filmed. It was already filmed when Nick Adams was still alive. I don't get why they didn't bring him back for the same character. I always thought that was kind of dumb on Toho's part. But yeah, Nick Adams, I believe he died right after War of the Gargantuas. It's actually really sad. He was in Invasion of the Astro Monster. Frankenstein Conquers the World. Robert Scott Field kind of reminds me of Nick Adams. Modern day Nick Adams. Although Nick Adams could, I like Robert Scott Field, but Nick Adams is kind of better than that. But I'm not bashing on, I'm not saying it, don't get me wrong, I love Robert Scott Field. When Robert Scott Field played M11, I thought he was great. And honestly, he had the right face, the right look, and yeah. And I'll be honest, I kind of have a bias towards King Ghidorah. I know there are a lot of people that hate Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah 1991 because the time travel has so many plot holes to it, and a lot of it is kind of confusing. But despite all of that, there is a deep story within it about Godzilla's past. And you get to see Godzilla's past for the first time. And then, the relationship between Godzilla and Yasuaki Shindo. He sees him die. Mr. Shindo sees Godzilla die, and he feels responsible for it. And, it's almost like he accepts his fate when Godzilla destroys the building with him in it. And everyone tells him, leave the building, but he's like, nope. I've lived long enough. That scene was always very powerful to me. Although the Dorats were kind of goofy looking. That was kind of a downgrade. I'll be honest about that. That was a downgrade. They should have kept them from space, like Invasion of the Ashes, or Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, the original movie. It wasn't some cute little stuffed, Furby-looking creatures. He was this evil creature from space. So I think they could have done a better job with King Ghidorah. It was awesome to see. Godzilla had an awesome backstory, but they kind of screwed King Ghidorah. But they made him look really cool. Just give him a shitty backstory. Excuse my language, sorry. I need to work on my vocabulary. Then again, I always say that, don't I? Well, I can fly. Oh,
当エリアのジェネレーターは全て破壊されました。
sorry. Jet Jaguar and Guy again? Hell yeah.
私が政権を任されたのも予定調和だよ。
怪獣現れました。キングギドラです。 G フォース各部隊へ通達。作戦開始してください。
Skip.
第一部隊攻撃を開始してください。
I think this is the latest I've stayed up playing on here. You know who is really awesome? Well, there are several different variations of King Ghidorah, or Ghidorah in general. There's the Ghidorah Final Wars, and then there's the King Ghidorah from the Rebirth of Mothra series, Mothra,
第二部隊攻
Death
撃を開始してくださ
Ghidorah,
い。
which I always thought was cool. Gave him 4 legs, and he was super powerful.
正体不明の反応を確認。何か来ます。推定到達時間は30秒です。
It would be cool to see if they brought back Leo Mothra, Mothra's son. He's like covered in armor, man. That'd be super cool. But yeah, I'll have to talk about it too.
正体不明の反応。姿を現します。ジェネレーター出力低下。ガイガンです。
So I wanted to let you all know I finished,
攻撃を開
what
始
was
して
it,
く
the
ださい。
Godzilla Time magazine book. And I'm also reading the Skipper book thoroughly. A lot of insight, a lot of things I did not know. I think I already mentioned that Godzilla's voice was created by Akira Ifukube. I'm not sure. I hope I'm not butchering his name. I always get him wrong. But he created Godzilla's roar with bass, pine tar, and he wiped it on the bass, the double bass, I believe it is. I thought that was cool. It's like, I never knew that. Hey, we're supposed to be friends. What the heck, man? Guy's like, no! Megalon's my homeboy, not you. It's always Megalon. You always choose him. That's another character I would like to see them bring to the Monsterverse, is Gigan. I saw, I haven't had a chance to watch Godzilla vs. Gigan Rex, but I heard it was decent. Although I looked at Godzilla and he just looks really weird in that film. Just like I did not like the animated series look for him. And just like the Mecha Godzilla City, well, what was that? I mean, that was... I don't know. It was just so many disappointments in that series. I was actually really looking forward to the animated series. And Singular Point was decent. A lot better than Battle for Earth. God, the animation for that just killed it for me. It's like, why can't we just go back to using hand-drawn animation? Why does everything have to be CGI? I get it takes a lot more time, but it just, with CGI, it just looks cheap. It doesn't look like they actually put any initiative into it. I mean, if it's done really well, yeah, it's great. Like -1, that was great. They did a good job there. But for the Earth series, I thought, oh, what the hell are they doing? Why does Godzilla look like a giant rock tree? Why? Just why? Although, I mean, we can't complain. Son of Godzilla is, I think, that's my least. That's actually I hate that Godzilla. Well, I hate the strong one. I just don't like the way he looks. He just looks too bloated. It's way too bloated. His eyes are just too bug-eyed. Sorry, I went off topic again. Hey, you promised Jet Jaguar, yet you've not delivered. What is the problem? Is he a coward? Ugh. But yeah. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, I watched Godzilla 98 again. And honestly, it's not as bad as I remember. It's actually a pretty fun movie. But I mean, when I was a kid, you have to understand that Heisei Godzilla is what I grew up with, because I was born like right when I was born in 1987. So I just got into Godzilla in the early 90s, and that was before TriStar bought the rights for Godzilla, and that was before we could see any of the Heisei films. I mean, I'm glad that the relationship happened and that we were able to get them. It's just such a nightmare. But anyways, I just coming from that perspective, you seeing a big lurking, they could have done a better job with Scylla or Gino. They could have done a better job. To be taken out by 12 missiles, I don't know. It just seems very non-Godzilla. But that, to be honest with you, that's Roland Emmerich. He turned the script down 4 times, and yet they kept telling him, "Oh, why don't you do Godzilla?" And it's like he didn't even want to do it. Why did they hire him to do it? And as many people have said, and I'll say it too because it is true, it is a good monster movie, but it is a bad Godzilla movie. I mean, the animated series rectified all the mistakes of the movie. Actually, the animated series surpasses the movie in so many ways. Zilla Jr. was awesome. And then they had Cyber Godzilla, which was Mecha Godzilla. If I've said this before, I apologize. I know that sometimes I can repeat myself, and that's part of my autistic disorder. Well, I'll just say I'm on the spectrum. Because before I used to have Asperger's syndrome, but now they're saying that that doesn't exist anymore. And the guy is, I guess, evil or something. And I don't know. That's what somebody told me. And so now it's just all part. It's just called the spectrum. There you go. Fun fact about me. Well, I probably told you that too. I don't know. Maybe I should go back and look at my videos. Make sure I'm not repeating myself and telling you all the things that I've already said before. Oh, hi, Karma. What you doing? Super X wants to play that. What? Go sit over there. You have your chair. You have your big chair. Go sit over there. No. No. Go. I love you, but no. I don't want to. No. Don't give me those eyes. No. How are you doing? Don't flip my eye. Beautiful. See, I can't even concentrate. To be fair, I'm gonna tell you too. Yeah. Alright, come here. You can sit here if you really want to. Come on. Come on. But you gotta hurry up. Hurry up. Ah. I noticed in this game they gave Godzilla more combos than any of the other kaiju, which I thought was kind of stupid. It's like, well, maybe I want to learn how to do different moves with Space Godzilla. Maybe I want him to be my main. Uh-huh. nice big fluffy chicken. There you go. There you go, Karma. Good girl. Good kid. Oh.
スーパー X 機能低下戦況芳しくありません
Oh, great. I'm dying.
第三部隊攻撃を開始してくださいスーパー X 大破
You're still alive, Super X? Get out of here.
スーパー X2 機能低下戦況芳しくありません
So late.
大破
Just had to clean up after some
災害レベルを1段階上げよう
invaders.
災害レベル3に設定
Thankfully, they didn't get in the house.
フルメタ
It
ル
was from like many years ago.
総員対応する攻撃フェーズへ移行してください
ここから先は通さねえなんてやつだ感情を介在させる余地はない
And after this, I'm gonna pass out. Ooh.
ジェネレーター出力低下
Yeah, really?
第4部隊攻撃を開始してください
地球にいたのか
ジェネレーター1機破壊されましたジェネレーター出力低下ジェネレーター機能停止当エリアのジェネレーターは残り1機です統治下機能停止しましたジェネレーター出力低下当エリアのジェネレーターは全て破壊されました
Oh, thank God. Oh, I'm so tired. All right, friends. Thank you for hanging out with me, even though it's been like 10 minutes. Oh, it's been 30 minutes. It's been about 30 minutes. Anyways, thank you for joining me, and I'll be on Sunday, maybe. Just doing like Fallout, but with other characters. Maybe, I don't know. If you all have any suggestions or if you'd like to know, I've got plenty of feelings. And I'm always open to chat. And thank you for joining me. And we all have one next time.